You better tell them or I will. You better tell them. We gon' talk about wrong, right, death, life. Talk about anything you like, you better tell them or I will. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them. We gon' talk about broke, rich, real life-ish. Speaking like this, I can't miss. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them. We gon' talk about the old, young, smart, dumb. Let me show you where I'm coming from. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them or I will.
Word up, man. Hey, Sid, you better tell them or I will. It's 2025, man. I missed you. I missed you, man. Life been life, and as always, it ain't gonna stop. The clock don't stop for nobody. I hope you know that, But we back, man. We are here. We are present. We are grateful. And, I don't know about you, but I'm really glad the holidays are over. I mean, holidays. Because people tend to get a little different in a good way. But every time around this year, because your brother, moi, is always grateful. No matter how the day goes, right? Keep your gratitude at 100. But they got this little thing called, or this little cliche, or, whatever you want to call it, 'tis the season. And you're a little nicer. You get an extra door, if you will, for a person. Let them get the parking spot, and you cool with your family for the most part. And I always ask myself, well, why we can't do this every day? Why we got to wait for a season? So me, on a daily basis, and I hope you will too, practice that throughout the year. So we got another 365, right? And we got to be bigger and better than we was last year. Well, you ain't got to do nothing. Let me reiterate that. Let me rephrase that. Excuse me. It will be a good thing if you improve, right? Because we get this 365, we got a limited amount of time, and we tend to fall into a routine, right? And I'm saying we, because we in this together. And it's some things you want to do, and then people have these New Year's resolutions, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and the most common is eat better, lose weight, get a promotion, and so on and so forth. And what I've learned in my growth is that, and listen to me, if the self-image does not keep up with the desired change, you will be who you are. So it is important when I'm setting a goal, when I have a desire, when I want to do something different, that I must begin to see and talk to myself as if I'm already that. Don't worry about how you're going to become that, but begin to visualize yourself. Begin to conduct yourself as if you are already that. If not, 2025 will look like 2024. Guaranteed, And the holidays was good. Of course, we host because my wife is pretty traditional, based on the way she was brought up is pretty traditional. So the days mean a lot to her, and me, as you know, I serve the Queen. So I don't get into it no more. I'm gonna tell you straight up, this is what I'm responsible for: getting the lights on the house and the Christmas tree. And then after that, I really don't get involved, right? And so we host the family. It was good vibes, man. We came through, had an aunt hook the gumbo up for us for Christmas Day. She bought that in. So it was good, man. The food was delicious. And they let me say the grace. So I had to go ahead on ask God to forgive us for this sin we was about to commit, because I know you good religious people don't sin. But boy, we sure committed gluttony that day, because boy, we was eating, and but it was cool, man. And going through it, and I was able to get a lot of reading in. When you get a chance, get the Samurai and the Power of Seven. Very good book. 145 pages, so it's a simple read, but it is well written. It's a self-improvement book, but it's written like a novel, so it's not like one of those, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. That was good. I read Trading in the Zone. What was another book I knocked down through the season? Trading in the Zone. Samurai, The Power of Seven. I read the Brother Malcolm's book again, one of my favorite books, the autobiography of Malcolm, which shows you the ability to change and become better, right? You got to have some good information. Then you got to have some dedication to that change, right? Because we at the top of the year, man. And a lot of people want to do a lot of things, right? But again, if I don't see myself as that I desire. Now, when you begin to see yourself and you begin to talk different, behave different, some of the people in your circle that is not with change might get a little rub here and there. You might have to tell somebody something. You might have to tell somebody where to go and how to get there, right? And you want to use tact, but I'm talking about change, because everybody, not the right word, most of us would like to do better than we're doing. Now, I don't know about you, but with me, the change that is necessary come up from the inside. I don't need nobody to tell me, right? Oh, you should do this, or you should do that, right? It comes up. I call it pillow talk. And that's when that little voice inside is talking to you when all you want to do is go to sleep. And it's telling you, Sean, man, you got to start eating better, huh? You're about to be 50. That's right. 50. This is what 50 look like. So, when we going for the change, again, I'm going to keep saying it. The self-image, meaning how do you see yourself, has to keep up with that change. Okay. Well, how do you do that, Sean? I don't know, but this is what I did. And I'm going to go with my sobriety, right? So when I got sober, I began to work with the people that were sober so I could see what was being taught and how to behave in this new way of life for me. And by seeing people, the real ones and the whack ones, okay, because you got real and whack in every aspect of life. And I say, I could do that. He could do that. Oh, wow, that's how we do that. And then as I'm praying and I'm moving and I'm putting in work, then the self-image starts to change. I start to go from feeling bad and unworthy and loser to like, oh, yeah, I could win. Okay, yeah. And then that change with the information I was getting with the examples that I have. And then once it catch, it's gone. And then you won't even have to tell nobody in your circle because they already know. And as you grow and straighten up, the people that are not with it will soon to disappear. You will have less phone calls from said people, less visitation, right? And then this new association starts to happen. And in your old circle, you're going to have your true and tried, or tried and true. And they still going to be with you and they're going to appreciate what you're doing. And then you're going to see your liberation and your change will start to affect them. Man, it's good, baby. It's good. And I don't have any resolution, I'm going to do this and I'm going to start on the first. No, I haven't done that. I know what I need to do and I'm working on it because one day, it has to go just a little bit. The small change. And another thing I've learned about change and desire, when we jump out, or as they say in the street, jumped off the porch, and that self-image ain't keeping up, you going back to what you was doing, right? So it's small, little steps, small, little increments, right? And then as you begin to compound those, at some point it's going to catch or magnetize, and then it's going to take you all the way where you want to go, right? So be careful with the motivation, right? Because we all understand motivation it's not as strong as inspiration. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm an inspirational speaker. Okay. So you become inspired. That's where you get inspiration from, inspired, right? And then if I'm inspired, then I'm going to keep going no matter what the hurdles are, right? Or it might even be hoops they have you jumping through. But when it comes to change, again, I must keep drilling this. The self-image, your image, how do you see yourself? Not how your ego wants people to see you. As if you got it all together and everything hitting and no. Your self-image within yourself. How do you see yourself? And then begin to work on that. Once you begin to work on seeing yourself as healthy, you will automatically start exercising. And that don't mean pumping iron and buffing up and sculpting a six-pack and all of that. No, simply walking around the block, right? Like I got up to 2 miles just walking. And then I went under the weather. And the fun thing, I learned where under the weather comes from, right? Because I like that type stuff, man. It really gets me going, right? Under the weather comes from like people that work on ships and the Navy and stuff. Some person gets sick, he goes under to rest and rehab. So he's not on the deck, he's under the weather. I was like, wow. Because, we say stuff and we don't know where the hell it come from. We just say it because they said it, But I had to look that up, man. Like, why am I telling people I'm under the weather? So I looked it up and that's where it comes from. Below deck. So you are under the weather. And that's where that term comes from. But yeah, man, change. Change is going to happen. It is the only constant. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. And in the words of Anthony Robbins, when you know it's time to make a change, it's best you make the change. Because if God come and change it 9 times out of 10, you're not going to like how God changed it, right? Like me and Maul was talking about a habit we have, and we really don't want to participate in the habit, but it's a mother. But we go to the doctor tell us we good, so why not continue on with the habit? Because the doctor say we good. But we know that we need to release that habit. So we working on that. We'll update y'all some other time, man. But we got a lot going on. We got 4 projects coming this year via Jade Stone Entertainment. One is yours truly, Sean P. You better tell them, or I will. We got Fire Lane coming. We got Untel coming. And we got Tamaya coming. The album release dates are yet to be determined. But projects are complete. Be ready for the interviews. And we're going to get it on, man. We're going to bring you a lot of good stuff in 2025. We're going to help you out. As I told you in the beginning of this here podcast, we're going to do this together. We're going to grow together, And it's been going good, man. A little rusty. But, hey, life is good, man. Life is, man, look here, man. Life is so good that I don't have time for people to tell me it's bad. Huh? Hey, no whining. Remember, go back to the episode, whether you're going to win or whine, right? Go back, check that out, man. It's no time for whining. This clock don't stop for nobody. Huh? It don't stop for nobody. So we must keep our gratitude high and keep pressing forward on to the high mark, man. And you can do it. Why? Because I'm doing it, right? Another thing about this change and this desire that some of us have. We are all special, okay? And sometimes we look at people within our own circle, and you definitely could get lost in Instagram and Facebook and TV with who do this and who do that. They are not special. Let me reiterate that. They are no more special than you are. The thing that I go after is, what are they doing or have done to get them to said level? right? Go back to the episode from last year about willingness. Am I willing to do what that person has done? And you got to be honest with yourself. Because again, like I told you before, a lot of people won't and would like to have too short. Life is too short. Everybody's got that same old dream to have big money and fancy things. Drive a brand new Benz, keep your bank right here, never hear me stutter once because I talk real clear. It's on you, homeboy and homegirl. It's on you, right? So what you gonna do? You could take my advice and start working, fool. Or you can close your ears and run your mouth. And one day, homeboy, you soon find out life is too short, right? So it's the willingness. Am I willing to put in the necessary work? Am I willing to get up and exercise? Am I willing to stay away from some of the foods that I love to eat? And if you're not, that's cool. But if you want to make that change and make that desire a reality, it's some things you're going to have to do. And if you're not willing, then hey, no problem. It just ain't going to change. 25 going to look like 24. And if you're 24 look good, hey, shit, it's going to look good. But if not, man, I'm talking to the ones that got that desire, that want to change, that want to make something different, that want to go from this level to that level. Huh? Work on that self-image, baby. And I will holler at you, man. Stay tuned, because we getting it in, man. Shit, you better tell them or I will. Make sure, damn it, make sure you subscribe and like the channel. Appreciate y'all, man.
Conversation probably reach across the nation. I'm getting to the point, be patient. Tell them or I will. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them, yeah. You are now tuned in to the #1 podcast on the internet. Sean P. You better tell them.